If it's not impeachment of a president, what happens under the Constitution? Well, if this was another current officer in the United States, so a cabinet member, a federal court judge, then the Chief Justice never presides. It is the President Pro Tempore of the Senate, and that would be the longest serving member of the party in charge. That is Patrick Leahy.
Article 1, Section 3. The Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. When sitting for that purpose, they shall be on oath or affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside, and no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside. Well, this isn't then a trial of a president, the president. This is the trial of a former president. And the Chief Justice is not presiding, and now it's being presided by Patrick Leahy, the President Pro Tempore of the Senate, meaning what is this exactly? It's politics.
The concern I'm hearing from senators on the Republican side, and this is going to state the obvious, but Patrick Leahy is going to be in the chair. He's not just going to preside, Jay. He's going to preside, and, of course, as a senator, he's going to vote. Can you do both? Well, he's planning to.
Putting a partisan in charge of this just shows this is not the impeachment of a president that the founders were intending. They made it clear that if it's going to be the president, it's got to be someone like a lifetime appointed, the highest ranking judge in our federal judiciary, the Chief Justice of the United States.
If I was arguing the cases, I get up and say, well, look who's not in the chair. John Roberts. To me, that is a telltale sign that this is an impeachment trial, because if it's an impeachment trial of a president, the presiding officer is supposed to be the Chief Justice. So this is an impeachment trial of a former president, except there's nothing in the Constitution that says you do impeachment trials of former presidents.
What this could do is make us look like we run kangaroo courts. And that is
certainly
something we've never had an issue with the United States. We have a well-respected, whether you like it or not, federal judiciary with lifetime appointments who are held to a high standard, but are very independent from the other branches.
This is not honorable. Where is the justice? This is not justice. This is political gamesmanship and revenge. And it's a shameful time for the United States Senate for the majority party there.
I think what you're going to hear for today from Leader Schumer and the others, well, the Chief Justice didn't say anything, so we don't know how he feels. No, the Chief Justice did say something. He didn't say it in a statement. He didn't say it verbally, but he took an oath to follow the Constitution, and the Constitution mandates that he be there if it's an impeachment trial of the Senate, so of the president. So by not going, Jay, he spoke volumes.
To me, I think it's as far as he'd go in saying, this is probably not right, guys. But, you're the Senate. That's kind of his thing. You're the Senate. Go down the path you want, wrong or right. But I'm not going to be involved in this. I'm not going to sit up there and give you the symbol that this is an actual, real impeachment trial of a president.
They wanted Roberts there because that brings the formality, the solemnity to it. It makes it real.
Elizabeth Warren thought he was going to.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren said last week that's his constitutional duty. I can't imagine why a Supreme Court justice will not do his duty, because it's not an impeachment trial.
It's not his duty. He doesn't have to sit there for a month.
Right.
Hearing arguments about a private citizen.
This is a really big blow to them, let me tell you.
July 8th, 2004, Old School National Review. The nastiest Democrat is the headline. Senator Patrick Leahy, Republican nightmare. This is back in 2004. The other Vermont senators, no day at the beach. He is Patrick Leahy. Leahy landed a big job. This is when he became chairman of the Judiciary Committee. It's a job he's always wanted, and a Republican nightmare had begun. By consensus, a consensus of Hill Republicans, Pat Leahy is the meanest, most partisan, most ruthless Democrat in the Senate. Ask a Republican about Leahy, they'll shudder. They'll say, oh, he can be nice, and he smiles, and he does do that. On the surface, underneath it, he's a left-wing brute. He's nasty. I mean, the things that went on. And this was during the Bush years of trying to get nominees through, and he was nasty. The National Review, back in 2004, this is the guy that's going to preside over it, called him, quote, the nastiest Democrat. The nastiest. And when I look at it, I would say that the number 2 on there was probably Biden to me because of what he did to Clarence Thomas.
It's really a bizarre notion that they think that the American public are going to accept this as legitimate when the guy in charge of it's going to be a partisan Democrat who already voted for impeachment once.
I kind of think that sums the whole thing up.
Yeah.
The Chief Justice is not sitting. It's not an impeachment trial.
Yeah.
It's that simple.